Part 1. The $80 Borderlands gamble, a fan's fury, a CEO's fumble. So here we are again, standing at the edge of another gaming battlefield, watching the flames of internet backlash ignite around a franchise that once stood tall, confident, and cocky in its neon-coated swagger. Borderlands, a name synonymous with chaos, loot, laughter, and mayhem. But this time, the chaos didn't erupt from Pandora's wastelands or Handsome Jack's psychotic charm. It came from a tweet. 80 characters. $80. And a statement that sent shockwaves through the Borderlands community. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. That line, that one single line from Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford hit harder than a surprise boss fight with zero ammo. It wasn't just tone-deaf, it was insulting, because in that moment, Pitchford didn't sound like the visionary behind a beloved franchise. He sounded like a billionaire executive behind bulletproof glass, waving down at the broke masses with a smirk and a shrug. Let's break it down. Randy, the executive magician, yes, he still calls himself that, responded to growing concern over rumors that Borderlands 4 might retail for $80. And instead of addressing the economic reality that gamers face, rising rents, layoffs, student loans, inflation, he dropped a nostalgic anecdote about buying a Sega Genesis game for $80 while working minimum wage in the 90s. He thought it would land as inspirational. It landed like a slap in the face. The backlash was instant, swift, savage. Even developers from other studios like Baldur's Gate 3 jumped in to call the quote gross, calling out how disconnected it sounded. Fans who'd waited years for this sequel, who had defended Borderlands 3 through bugs and balance issues, who bought the DLCs, who cosplayed as Vault Hunters, suddenly felt dismissed, betrayed, like their loyalty was being weaponized against them. Then came the damage control. And in true Randy fashion, it was weird. He responded not with a formal apology or a heartfelt message, but by reacting to an AI-generated Handsome Jack mocking his own quote. That's right, an AI Handsome Jack roasting real Randy Pitchford became the vessel through which he chose to soften his stance. "Nobody likes being taken for granted," he tweeted, "and it was not my intent." But that's the thing. Intent doesn't erase impact. And fans aren't angry just because of one tweet. They're angry because that tweet crystallized a growing fear that gaming is becoming less about love and more about leverage, that the big studios, the big names, the once beloved figures like Randy no longer see us as a community. We're not Vault Hunters, we're wallets. And if we can't keep up with the price of admission, well, maybe we're not real fans anymore. Part 2. The Borderlands between love and loot, and the high price of loyalty. Pitchford tried to pivot. He followed up with a more nuanced take, acknowledging that the production cost of Borderlands 4 had doubled since Borderlands 3. He talked about delivering value at any price. And yes, development costs are rising. Games are getting bigger, riskier, more cinematic, more ambitious, but so are the stakes. And the moment you start dangling the term real fan like it's a loyalty test, you've already lost the battle. Let's talk about that value. What is value in an $80 game? Is it photorealistic graphics? Is it more guns? Is it a map that stretches endlessly like an oil slick across your screen? Or is it something deeper? A sense of connection, of being seen, of being part of a story that respects your time, your wallet, and your intelligence? Borderlands has always been loud, irreverent, explosive. But underneath the gunplay and the memes, there was heart. The camaraderie of co-op, The wild improvisation of builds, the joy of looting with friends until the screen was a kaleidoscope of chaos. That's what made Borderlands special. That's what made us fans in the first place. But now? Now it feels like we're watching a beloved series flirt dangerously with the same corporate decay that's poisoned so many others. First it was 60, then 70, now 80? And what's next? $100 deluxe editions just for basic features? Season passes stacked on top of pre-orders? Borderlands wasn't supposed to be part of that machine. It mocked that machine. And now it's becoming it? Let's not forget that timing is everything. This controversy comes just 4 months before the game's release, right when the hype should be peaking. Instead, fans are debating whether they should even bother buying it. Even die-hard supporters are saying they feel distanced from the series, alienated by the very people who built it. It's a PR disaster that could have been avoided with empathy, humility, and a little less ego. And yes, there's nuance. Pitchford doesn't set the final price. The industry is in flux. Inflation is real. But here's what fans wanted to hear. We understand. We're working hard to make this game worth every penny. And if you can't afford it right now, that doesn't make you any less of a fan. We'll see you in the Borderlands when you're ready. That's it. That's all it would have taken. But instead we got snark, defensiveness, AI jokes, meth comparisons. Yes, he compared Borderlands 4 to meth. Cheaper than a point of meth, he said about a competing game's price tag. You can't make this up. Somewhere between the magician persona and the CEO title, the plot was lost. The audience booed, and the illusion shattered. What happens next will define not just the future of Borderlands 4, but the legacy of Gearbox itself. Because in an era where trust is fragile and loyalty is earned, every statement counts. Every dollar counts. And if the industry keeps pushing this real fans pay more narrative, it's not just games that'll suffer. It's communities, cultures, generations of gamers who grew up believing that passion mattered more than price. We don't hate Randy Pitchford. We don't hate Gearbox. We love Borderlands. That's why this hurts. We want this game to succeed. We want it to be the best Borderlands ever, just like Randy promised. But love doesn't mean silence, and fandom doesn't mean submission. You can't guilt-trip people into paying $80 for a game and call it loyalty. That's not how love works. So here's the truth, plain and brutal. The $80 debate isn't just about money. It's about respect. It's about remembering that behind every pre-order is a person, working shifts, balancing bills, dreaming of an escape. Borderlands was that escape. Don't turn it into a gated community for the privileged few. The Borderlands are vast, chaotic, wild. And they belong to all of us, not just the ones with $80 in their pocket.